Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Getting Married Multiculturally podcast video recording version. As you can see, this is a little bit different video that you used to seeing on my IGTV because my plan is to post this video also on Facebook so more people can reach this content, and that's why I'm recording all of this horizontally, and my plan is to post this on IGTV vertically, so we will see how this will work out for now. But I am so excited to be back this year. Happy New Year for everybody, and I'm really excited to start recording more podcast episodes. I have a lot of good stuff planned for this year, so let's just get into it. If you found this video on my Facebook page, then welcome. Thank you for watching, and I am so excited to share more podcast episodes with you. Just briefly, my Getting Married Multiculturally podcast is for multicultural couples who are planning to get married and they need some help with around wedding photography, because that's what I do, and maybe some multicultural relationship advice, long distance relationship, traveling, language barriers. So that's mostly what the podcast is about. And every time I'm recording a podcast, I'm also recording a video of it, a little behind the scenes sneak peek of it. So everybody who prefers watching a video version, then they can tune in and watch the content that way. Today I am recording episode number 11, and it's going to be about how can we give back after the wedding. Ugh, I think I should tie this up. So, where was I? Today's episode is going to be about how can we give back after wedding day, and how can we be more socially cautious when it comes to planning this big event. Hi, welcome back, podcast listeners. I am so happy to be back and start recording more episodes in this year. A lot of families in America, and I'm sure there's like that in other countries too, after the new year they are trying to have some New Year's resolution, try to start fresh and new, and there is some things in their life, and they also maybe clean up their homes, so they have a lot of things that they like to give away or donate. They like to help to charities or volunteer their time. This would be a great topic for me to talk about a little bit about how we can do that when it comes to our weddings, when it comes to planning this big event of our life. So maybe many of you are already thinking about, okay, I can try to give away some of the leftovers or favors that I have. I remember when I moved here and I would get a present, I would put everything, I would fold those this is so embarrassing to talk about, but I would fold these the tissue papers, and put them in a drawer. And then when I would be giving somebody a gift, I would reuse those tissue papers because I just did not have a heart to throw them away. I understand that everybody is different. Everybody has different values in their life, so they are valuing different things in their wedding too. For example, like I didn't have a proper wedding, but if I would, and I was just thinking about this the other day, if I would probably value the location the most, location, food, and music, because that's kind of gives a good environment for this event, so people can feel good spending this time together. I wrote down a couple of things that you can consider when it comes to giving back, donating, or maybe something that you can look into that maybe you will be interested about. I know that a lot of brides are still wanting to if they haven't rented themselves, so if they have their own dress, they might want to hold on to it and give it away for their children, for their daughter, if they're gonna have one, or they just want to keep it as a memory. But if you are not too crazy about that, if you are thinking that this is just a dress I wore one time in my life and I don't want it and need it anymore, then you can certainly think about donating it to somebody, or maybe sell it online. There are a lot of selling apps and selling Facebook groups, specifically wedding trader, weddings buy and sell Facebook groups. There's one that's really good. It's called Bridezilla Buy and Sell, and there are a lot of really good things that you can grab from there, or you can sell stuff on that community. The second category would be table decors, or some kind of reception decoration that you used on your wall or on your table, centerpieces, fresh flowers or fake flowers, it doesn't matter. You're probably gonna have a lot of extra welcome bags or wedding favors that guests didn't take, so you can collect all of that and take it to nursing homes or hospitals, churches, shelters, some of the local communities. Maybe you can look into some of cultural communities. The third category to donate is food and drinks. And I know that this is a little bit harder thing to donate, because a lot of donation places, they won't take food that's half already open or half eaten, like a half piece of cake or whatever you have left from your wedding. So that's a little bit harder to give away. But you can look into some local food banks. If you are purchasing alcohol for your wedding reception, maybe you can ask some local businesses if they work with charities, and that they would donate some percentage of your purchase to a specific charity, if that's something that's important for you. Okay, so the fourth category is wedding gifts. And I don't mean here that you would just give away all of your wedding gifts that you get from your guests. I mean, when you're making your registry, you can also set up like a charitable gift, which means that you can ask the guest to just donate money to a specific charity or volunteering place that's meaningful to you. Okay, so the sixth category is DIY supplies, and this would be anything that you have left from making some kind of DIY project. If you are into that kind of things and you were creating decorations, invitations, or anything, table centerpieces, or some kind of things that you created with papers and paintings, and you have a lot of leftovers from it, ribbons and cardboards, markers, then you can think about donating these to local schools or daycares, or some kind of maybe retirement homes or communities, and they can repurpose these crafting supplies when they're making something. Okay, the seventh category is a word that I cannot say. Jewelry. So the rings, the bracelet, the necklace, the earring, everything, all kinds of accessories that you're gonna need to put on. So you can choose an ethical or fair trade boutique to purchase these from. And these products would support a good cause. Okay, so the eighth category is entertainment. And this one is a very good idea to consider if you want to incorporate your culture into the whole wedding into the reception. Music is important for you to be from your culture and some kind of traditional dance or traditional performance that you are planning on. Then I would suggest you to try to find a performance community or some type of maybe a band. Number 9, it's renting non-profit places, museums or botanical gardens or some kind of historical buildings that are under a non-profit organization, or some cultural buildings where specific nationalities are running that building for events. Then maybe you can consider renting a place from them, and that way you can also support their nonprofit. And the 10th category is my last one, which is about how can you give back with hiring service providers for your wedding, such as photographer or with videographer or performancers. Is that a word? Performers, whatever. So, for example, if you hire a wedding photographer, you can ask them if they have a donation program or some kind of, if they work with a charity, that they would give a percentage of their packages to this specific charity organization. I also found this cute idea to spend a day with your bridal party of volunteering somewhere and spending that quality time together by helping others. I thought that was really cute idea, and there's a website where you can find volunteering options. Is called volunteermatch.org. I'm going to put also that on a show note if you're interested. Okay, I also found a really cute idea online that I want to share with you guys. It's a website called botanicalpaperworks.com, and they make these eco-friendly plantable invitations. So you print your invitation on a seed paper, and then people that when they receive the invitation, they can plant that piece of paper that has seeds inside. You can also think about using live plants or fruits or vegetables as a table decor, or you can just plan your wedding outdoors where it's already so beautiful that you don't really need to decorate it with anything else. And that can also, save you some money and save the environment, and just in general be more socially cautious and environment friendly. Every time I'm talking about weddings or wedding photography, I am trying to give some advices for multicultural couples, because that's always in my mind, and that this podcast is for you guys, multicultural couples. So as far as giving back after the wedding and being socially cautious, I was thinking, what are some of the things that would affect us as multicultural couples, or as somebody who would move into a new country like I did, somewhere where you don't know anything, you don't know anybody. You are literally moving in with 1 or 2 luggage, and you can't bring much with you. You are moving somewhere where your families can't come to your wedding. Maybe your family and your friends can't come, and you feel lonely. Our society puts so much pressure on planning this perfect wedding and having things that you need, or things that you absolutely are required to have, or otherwise your wedding or your marriage is not going to be successful, which is ridiculous. Don't believe anybody who says that to you. So I just wanted to tell you that no matter the circumstances of your wedding day. All it matters is that you can be with the person who you chose to live with, and that you two are in love, and you two found each other, and that you two can finally get married and start life together. Multicultural couples who are just starting out in a new country, they don't know, they have some language barriers, or they don't know anybody, they don't know anything in that area. And if you can help them out by not just by donating them products and things, but also helping them, giving them some suggestion and advice, and just giving them a hand for whatever they need. Maybe you can help them even translate something if they are from the same country or same language, nationality, same nation, from a country that speaks the same language like you do. Maybe you can help them with translating something, like there's a lot of documents, marriage license, paperwork that you need to get done. Maybe you can help them write their vows, or translate the invitations. When I got married 10 years ago, I didn't even know that you could write your own vow. We just went to the courthouse. They gave us this paper and said, like, here, you have to say this to each other when you put the ring on, and then you're married. And we were like, okay. So I went home with this printed paper, and I was reading it. I was trying to learn how to spell out every word. I put out my little notes above the translation in Hungarian, so I know what I'm actually saying, what I'm actually committing myself to. And I remember that Adam and I practiced a couple of times, and it still was horrible when I actually said it at the court. It's so embarrassing. But I never even thought about that I could maybe have my own vow, which would have been awesome, because I was so in love and I was so inspired. But I thought that you just have to say this thing that's on this paper, and that's it. So if you have the opportunity to help somebody, then I would suggest you to do that, because I would have loved if somebody tells me, like, hey, you can write your own vows and I'll help you how to do it, because I'm sure that I wouldn't have wanted Adam to, for example, read, know what I'm gonna tell him. So guys, I just want to end this episode by saying that no matter what you're gonna end up helping with, or what you decide to donate, what you decide to give away after or before your wedding, it's no matter how big it is or small it is, it's gonna make you happy for sure, because giving is really something that gives you so much joy, and it seems so selfish because you give to help others, but at the end you are the one who feels so good. At least I like to give better than take. I think that a lot of us, when it comes to weddings, we get not selfish, but we do think that everything should be involved around us, and everything should be about us. So if you can detach a little bit from that feeling and give back and try to be more cautious about other people, that would kind of balance out this weird stressful feeling that you have. Thank you so much for listening if you made it all the way to the end. If you liked this episode, if you liked the conversation, not a conversation because it's just me, but if you like the topics that I'm covering, then don't forget to subscribe to this podcast so you can get a notification when I post a new episode. And to give you a little sneak peek of what I'm gonna be talking about next week, I am going to be talking about what do you need to know before the engagement session. So it is going to be an episode about photography, wedding photographer, and do you need an engagement session? And if you decide that you want one, then what are the things that you need to do to prepare for it. All right, that's it for this week, and have a good weekend. Talk to you next week. Bye, guys.